Yeah. How's everybody doing?
Good, great.
Okay. So, real quick, before we jump into Google Ads and Facebook Ads, I have to talk about something that bothers me that everybody does on social media. So, I'm going to talk real quick about social media. So let me get my tracking on.
Oh, thank you.
Good, guys?
Yeah, that's about it. Thanks.
Andrew, is this okay? You want me to point that light towards you?
Yeah, no. You about to give up some people. That light make you want to give up some people, right?
Alright. Now we're in it. What's up? Okay. That's so cool. Alright, sorry guys. Okay, so if you guys don't know me, I'm Andrew. I have a YouTube channel. I guess I'm kind of known as the Google Ads guy. I scaled Google Ads the first year. I spent $250,000 on Google Ads. I brought in almost 1.1 million my first year, strictly from Google Ads. I did nothing else. So we're going to talk about what I know mostly is Google Ads, and we'll talk a little bit about Facebook Ads. We're going to try to kind of dive deep, so hopefully I can give you guys some good value. And at the end of the course, at the end of this session, I have a present for all of you. If you didn't see on my YouTube channel, I made a 5-hour Google Ads course, completely free. No strings attached, starting from the very beginning, like starting from nothing and building out an entire campaign, and you'll be a pro by the end of it. So, if Google Ads interests you, at the end of this, just come talk to me. I'll give you access to the course. And yeah, we're going to talk about Google Ads. Completely different opinion than Ricardo, SEO. He hates Google Ads, but yeah. So let's first talk about social media and branding though. This is something that I really want to stress out that I notice nobody does. No, and I'm not kidding. Nobody does this at all. So I can't take credit for this slide, guys. This is from Alex Ramosi. Does anybody know who Alex Ramosi is? So real quick, one slide on branding. Brand is not a thing. It's an association we make between things that we know and things people don't know, our companies. So when you think of Nike, everybody automatically assumes just do it. Everybody automatically assumes like fitness influencers, I'm gonna go kick ass and take over the world. And when you talk about branding for your company or your personal brand we're going to get into in a minute, is very important because who you associate with is going to be your personal brand. Technically, my personal brand might be, I look like Aquaman, right? I give value, I have a YouTube channel, I do Google Ads, like that's my personal brand. So what you guys really need to think about is what's going to set you apart with your company. And I had to think about this when Alex Ramosi made this bouquet example. He's like, each flower you put in a bouquet makes up your brand. And I was thinking like, oh shit, what is my personal brand? What is my company brand? And I had to really think about it for a minute. And the only thing that separated me from everybody else in the junk movie space was this, Star Wars, right? So I feel like that was my personal brand, or my company brand. My personal brand on YouTube was hopefully I give value, give. I'm the Google guy, I did $1 million my first year, whatever your personal brand is. And I want you to think about this because we're going to dive into social media and branding yourself. So I was thinking, okay, what can separate us as junker movie companies if we all have the same intangibles? I'm assuming we're all licensed and insured. I'm assuming we all try to do amazing customer service. I assume some people try to lower their prices. This is always not the best solution. I assume we all have booking online. If you don't, you guys should have all this stuff. I'm assuming that we show up with our uniforms. I'm assuming that we all have nice little cool logos. I assume that we all bank on, we're local family owned. So I was trying to think, if we're all the same, how can we differentiate ourselves? And these are just a couple flowers in the bouquet that I came up with that would really separate you and make your company stand out that a lot of people don't do. Really stress on the fact with your 4 Rs. Resell, repurpose, recycle, reuse, right? Be known as the guy that does that more than others. Community involvement. I did nothing for the community. Right? I mean, I would help the occasional old lady that called in and was like sick and I just felt really bad and I'd help her out. But community involvement. I did no community involvement. Volunteering. Whatever. Point is, guys, try to think of something that you think can separate your company from everybody else.
I love that.
And
whatever.
I was struggling to think of something. The only thing that I had was Star Wars, so this is more of like a thought exercise. when somebody thinks of your brand, personal and company brand, how are you gonna stand out? And we're gonna talk, and this is mostly relating to personal brand too, because I know a lot of people aren't social media wizards like this guy, but personal brand is everything. Personal brand is so important now. Gary Vaynerchuk, Alex Hormozi talks about personal brand. Personal brand meaning you need to be kind of the face of your company, you need to put yourself out there. If you don't have brand presence or personal brand presence, it's gonna be harder to be discovered. And we're gonna talk about personal brand now across social media. So, we're gonna talk about Facebook, your personal brand on Facebook, and this is something everybody is sleeping on that nobody does. We're gonna talk about Facebook and YouTube, then we're gonna hop over to the juicy stuff, Google ads and Facebook ads. So, we're not gonna talk about groups. Shout out to, where's Matt Fitch? Junk Google Business Owners Discussion Group, make sure you join, 27,000.2K members now. Ran by Matt Fitch, but yeah. So this is a Facebook profile, your personal profile, not your business profile. We're gonna dive into why this is so important. I'm using Matt as an example because Matt does this perfectly. So, if you look at Matt, this is Matt's personal page. Okay, we're not even talking about his business page. I would say your Facebook brand on your personal page is more important than your company business page now. So you need to become, and this is something that a lot of people struggle with, because they're like, oh, that's where my family is. I don't use Facebook. I don't want to cross the two. You need to cross the two. You need to get a cover image. You need to do this. You need to have a little professional photo. You need to have your intro here. You need to change your personal brand on your Facebook. You are now your brand, your personal Facebook. And we're going to talk about why this is so important. Matt Vick solely survived off Facebook when he grew his company. I had a really long talk with him and I was like, dude, how did you start your company with no ads? Facebook, literally Facebook. Yard signs, supplemental, all that stuff, but it's because he used Facebook, he reached out to realtors, and I'm gonna give you guys a couple tips how you can explode your personal brand on Facebook. But as you can see, he has 3,000 friends because he's adding people constantly. So, oh yeah, so you're gonna post about your company a few times a week, but you're also gonna post you're gonna use your Facebook as like your personal Facebook and your business Facebook. So post you with your family, post you drinking coffee, Matt posts fishing all the time. He posts fishing photos, he posts photos with his wife, he posts photos, and then he posts business photos, he posts stories. He's very active on his personal Facebook. Okay, and then here's me doing dispatch. I had almost 2,000 friends, but I just stopped caring about personal brand as much. And then we got another one on here, somebody who's doing it right. We got Carson. I took a peek at you, so Carson is now branding himself. That's Carson, if you guys don't know who this is. Where's Carson at? Shout out to Carson. Now, what do you do with your Facebook groups? So, a lot of people, when they first started Facebook, they thought you would go spam blast the for sale section and Facebook communities, right? You would just go post in the for sale section, and you would go post in, you'd go find community like buy, sell groups and all real estate groups, and you go spam blast your company. No. We don't do that. What you do is you find the realtor groups in your local community, and you find local community groups. Like I live in Playa Vista, right? It's a very small community, but you'll find these local communities. It doesn't matter what the community is, as long as it's close to you, okay? And what you're gonna do, every single day, for the next 180 days, is you're gonna add 100 people a day. So yes, your Facebook will now become I had 200 friends when I started, right? So I started this, I was adding junk removal business owners because I was targeting junk removal business owners. So 1,300 of these people are junk removal business owners, right? So what you're going to do is you're actually gonna go find a real estate group and you're gonna add 100 people a day in local community groups and in real estate groups, and you're gonna grow your friend list, because I promise you, this will pay dividends later. You will get massive amounts of work from Facebook. A year later, you'll get a house clean out from Stacy, right? You will get massive amounts of exposure on Facebook when you do boosted posts or you run Facebook ads. You need to grow your Facebook personal profile. And this is your brand. So you gotta make it look like, you know, this guy probably does it best right here, but you know, any of these. So go to Fiverr. This cost me $15. This photo cost me $5. It cost me 15 bucks to have a dude on Fiverr do all this, and he makes a LinkedIn version for you, a Twitter version, a YouTube version. The whole package will be like 30 bucks. Okay? And remember, you don't stop being a human on Facebook. If you like fishing, like Matt, you post fishing. So, become your brand, your personal Facebook, and you become one. Add 100 people a day on Facebook and local communities. Post normal stuff every 2 to 3 days. Post about your business. Oh, outreach to realtors. I think I had an example. Oh, so this guy was the owner of this real estate group. I actually try to buy it from him. Okay, I try to buy this Facebook group. Keep that hush hush. That's technically, hey, Jam, cut that part out. Buying face group, it's not. But anyways, I tried to buy this group from him. He didn't want to let it go. He was asking for like 30 grand for this Facebook group. But anyways, we vibed. Oh, you see it. We would just sell your group. It's right there. Possibly. Also, do you have a price list for you? He actually became a regular real estate customer, and he would put me in here. So, outreach to realtors, outreach to anybody you think on Facebook. We're not talking about spamming the for sale section for local communities, but if you do this for the next 6 months and you add 100 people a day, it's really fucking easy, guys. It's super easy. Some people you'll get rejected and say, you can't add Stacy because it's her privacy settings. Just keep going. You can go and add so many people. Oh look, Matt, you made it. You made the cut. You're right here. Look, you're right there. That's right. So anyways, I hope that helps with Facebook. And if anybody has questions, just ask.
How'd you get so ripped?
I'm ripped up here, but I gotta get rid of this. Guys, the human element of Facebook will bring you massive amounts of business. Trust me. My biggest job for Facebook a year later was a house clean out for like $6 grand. Hilarious. Stacy was her name, which is why I always use Stacy. So Stacy reached out. She saw me being awesome on Facebook. Was like, you're always posting about your bit, blah, blah, blah. And then she ended up being a house clean out. So don't sleep on Facebook. Turn your personal Facebook into, you're now one with your company. You are your brand. You are no longer you. So I highly suggest Facebook. YouTube. Okay. I have a lot to say about YouTube. So everybody knows this punk ass right here, right? So we're gonna talk about YouTube.
He's good looking.
And I know, good looking, I can't really tell. But if you guys see something, he has 4,100 videos. Some people would call that consistent, discipline, willpower, great. Some people might call it psychotic and insane. Because that is a wild fucking number. And I think that does count live videos, I don't know. But point is, guys, a lot of YouTubers, here's my Jedi Junk Removal YouTube channel, completely separate from my personal. So make sure you separate the two. We're gonna talk about, I wish I was like Ricardo and I would have done more, but after every job or during every job, you should film every video. Now, film every job. Now, here's what most people do that I've noticed, and maybe you guys have noticed this too. Everybody on YouTube is trying to be a YouTuber, which is I have no problem with junk guys starting a YouTube channel and it's following their journey of building a business. That's fine, but the problem is that leads to one path. At the end, you're now an educator. You can either sell out, which I sell something, teach people. You're getting the wrong customer base, right? And they're merging the two. They'll do their junk jobs and they'll talk about, hey, here's me building my business, here's my journey, which is great, which is fine, but nobody is doing this. Nobody's doing this. What Ricardo does is this. Okay, Ricardo has 500 hot tub videos, 400 basketball hoop videos, 250 removing a trampoline videos, 26 removing satellite dish videos. I can go on and on and on. Google will sometimes throw videos into the mix. And we're not even talking about when people go to YouTube and search, but how to remove a basketball. Look at all these videos, all Ricardo. So, the point is, if you're gonna start a personal brand for your company and you're gonna start the Jedi Junk Removal channel or whatever channel, I strongly suggest filming every job. Now, this is a lot of work. I don't know how he does it. I have no freaking idea how I have an editor help me out, so I don't know how you do it, but if you could film every video, it doesn't matter if it's as simple as removing a satellite dish. This dude has like 27 satellite dish videos on his channel and 250 hot tub videos. And he puts the zip code sometimes, he puts the city. The point is, within a year, if you have SEO searchable videos, I sorted by old. I wanted to see his old outdoor grill removal 12 years ago. Ricardo is a perfect example of how you utilize YouTube the right way. The wrong way is showing the journey of you building a business, unless that's the audience you intend that you want, which that leads to one path at the end. All you can do is now you're a business educator about junk removal, and there's really one, those aren't gonna bring you customers. If you want customers, do videos like this, okay? So, Ricardo, good job, you killed it. So, you guys are only 4,100 videos away from catching up to Ricardo. That's insane though, but guys, even if you do it over the next year and you add people on Facebook every day, 100 people on Facebook until you hit the max of 5,000, and then you take a video every time you get a job. It doesn't matter if it's 10, 15 seconds. Look, his first video is 18 seconds, okay? 18 seconds, that's his first video. His second video, he made it a minute, then 25, then 30. So just film you removing the basketball hoop and upload it to your branded channel, okay? Same guy did this for 10 bucks, this banner, all of this stuff. And you can see I started dirt removal, junk removal, but I didn't keep up with it. I went more my personal YouTube direction. So, the two things that people are sleeping on, guys, is using their Facebook as a personal brand properly and using YouTube properly. So I hope that helps. That's all I wanted to talk about. Make tons of videos with titles that people would search, brand your channel to your company, be consistent, post videos as often as you can. That's it. That's all I have for social media. I just wanted to touch on that before we get into Google ads. Did that help? Does anybody have any questions?
I got a question.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, what's up?
What's your thought on videos that originally for YouTube, but putting them on like Facebook videos or any of these that might not be SEO?
Yeah, so you're saying take the video that you would put on YouTube and maybe put it on Instagram Shorts, TikTok Shorts, and Facebook? Or are you just asking about Facebook in general?
Facebook in general.
Yes,
It's
so
not as common, and I just don't know if there's any business value there.
yeah, so I have a lot of Facebook videos. I would upload all these videos, tons of videos to my Facebook channel. Unless you're doing reels and you're trying to go viral or vertical videos on Facebook, it didn't help as much. It just seemed like I was spamming my Facebook. But if you upload it to your business page, that's fine, but it's not gonna have the impact that this will.
It's just content.
It's just content, and I have a brickload of content on my Facebook business page. It did nowhere near as much damage as my personal page did, my personal Facebook. So, yeah, YouTube's gonna, so I guess the answer is no, won't really do. Unless you make it a short, which, you know, Facebook tries to push out shorts and make them go viral, but, you know, shorts can bring some business, but not really as much. So, did that help, guys? I hope that helps a little bit. What's up?
Yeah, I have two separate. So I have my personal page and I have my page.
Your business,
yeah, so
right?
that's okay though, right?
Yeah, I have my business page too, and Matt has his business page too.
How do you feel about, you know, like when I post stuff on my business page, you get a lot of requests from other junk removal companies. Is that cool? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of times I'm like, you know.
Yeah, they're not your customer.
All right, I'm trying to get customers.
We're all just being friends with each other, right? But those aren't your customers.
Right.
So what Matt and other people do is they'll post like a family photo.
Right.
And it'll have all the junk removal stuff. Like, hey, we do this, this, and this. I can pull up Matt's profile and we can see it. And then he'll share his business page post to his personal Facebook. You know, he'll post on his Facebook, his business, and he'll share it to his personal. But Matt uses his personal Facebook way more. He's added like hundreds of realtors, and he has tons of friends that he just adds, and local community groups. But yeah, your personal is going to be, don't stop using your business page. Definitely like try to get reviews on your Facebook business page.
Right.
But your personal is going to bring you so much more business.
Okay.
Okay, so any other questions, or should we dive into Google ads?
Now, it seems like Matt and JoJo, Matt's kind of mixing his pages now as an educator, and
He just launched his coaching. Yeah.
yeah, he just launched his coaching stuff, so it's almost like he's how's that gonna affect what he's doing?
I guess I don't have the answer, but he does have a lot of junk removal Facebook friends, so I mean, he's got, I don't think it's gonna hurt him, it's just, now he's also a coach. But I don't think it's gonna affect him. I think he's always gonna be posting more about his junk removal business than his coaching. But, yeah.
Now on the videos, most of these YouTubers seem like they're pushing more to get monetized.
You check it. It's on the floor. The
And
floor's dirty.
make money off their YouTube channels.
I'm so sorry, Ricardo was distracting me. So what was the question?
It seems like you're trying to push people to get their YouTube channels monetized, where they can make money on that. And I've seen some of them pushing more toward that direction.
Yeah.
What's your feeling on that?
So there's no money in YouTube ads. Matt and JoJo probably make good money. I have 6,800 subscribers right now, and the highest month I've had in Facebook ads is 500. And this month I'll probably do 200, 250 bucks. It's cool. It's cool. We just go take it to Roost Chris Steakhouse, but yeah. So
I have about 4,100 videos.
do you have them all monetized?
All of them are monetized.
How much do you make a month?
I don't make much. I make about 480.
I make, oh, okay, shit. But you have a lot more like
Yeah.
content that's not dedicated to
Exactly.
business. Yeah.
Exactly.
With that being said, the answer, I don't know how that's going to affect Matt, but yeah.
20 grand a month. What are you talking about?
So, should we dive into Google Ads?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, let's talk about the new reality. By the way, I made this presentation last night. I went to bed at like midnight, so bear with me. And if you guys have questions, please dive in, because this might be all over the place, okay? Who is running Google Ads? Just kind of, who's running Google Ads? Holy shit, nobody. Wow, okay. Who has ran them and got burned? Okay, so only 5 people. Are people curious about Google Ads? Okay, so let's talk about Google Ads. Last question. Do any of you guys, who knows about Google, like who understands Google Ads? Like who understands how it works, keywords, bidding? Okay, so wow, okay, cool. So I'm gonna try to simplify it as much as I can. If you have questions, please just ask. The national average right now, from what I have found out from talking to people and my own ads, I spent about $500,000 in those 2 years on Google Ads. CPL is cost per lead. Google calls it a conversion. In marketing world, we call it cost per lead. So, let's do some quick math. Who can tell me their average job size last month? Who knows their average job size? Could somebody tell me an average job size?
550.
550. Okay, so if you guys aren't doing your average job size, take your total sales at the end of the month, divide it by the number of jobs. Get your average job size. So, the average job size is 550. Oh my God.
Whoa.
$550. So,
Look at Lisa's face.
You want me to write?
this is where Google gets expensive and why people get burned. We're going to get into it. But the cost per conversion, cost per lead, Google calls it a conversion. A conversion is, if set up properly, a phone call or an email submission lead. Okay? So if I have to pay $55 for a phone call, now I know in my business I close 50% of my phone calls. Okay? So if we do the math, it takes me 2 phone calls to actually get in front of the customer. So I'm paying $110.
Oh. Do you want me to write?
Is my handwriting that bad?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, I'll take my time.
it looks like it says "asasoso."
Yeah, I'll write better. I'll write better.
I got worried.
Okay.
AJS 550. And okay, so the CPL is cost per lead is $55. But if it takes 2, because we all probably book about 50%, you know, I actually don't know your guys' numbers. You might book higher because you get more. But when you get into the Google Ads game, you're going to book about 50% of them because half of them are price shoppers, and it sucks. But it still works out. So if it takes me 2 phone calls to get in front of a customer, It cost me $110. So that would technically be, we'll talk about this in a minute, but that's called your customer acquisition cost, CAC. So my CAC is $110. If it costs me $110 on Google to get in front of a customer, and my average job size is $550, obviously we have to take into account our COGS, our cost of goods sold, you know, probably subtract 20%, but we're making money, right? And that's what's important, is you have to make sure your CPL is low and your average job size is high in order for Google Ads to be worth it. But the problem is most people fuck up really bad and they end up paying $100 per lead, so their customer acquisition cost is $200 because they have garbage keywords, garbage negative keywords, a bad landing page. We're gonna get into that. But this is what people are paying right now. I've heard some agencies claim that they're somewhere here, 15 to 30. So you can even get it lower. But at the end of the day, guys, that's the basics of how Google Ads work. Now, why Google Ads is getting more tough is I honestly think it's because there is more competition. I mean, that's just common sense, right? People like YouTubers like me, Matt and JoJo, Ricardo, we're constantly talking about how awesome junk removal is. So the elephant in the room is we're probably making it a little harder, sorry guys, but we're gonna help you guys get ahead. So I do think Google Ads by the end of this year will chill out. I'm having constant phone calls. I have at least 20 phone calls a month. People are getting burned constantly on Google. They're just running through their bankroll and they're losing all of their money. So I think by the end of the year, people are gonna realize, oh shit, Google Ads is a little bit harder than I thought. And I think it'll start to level out and it won't be as competitive. And yeah, so that's the good news. You can play this game. I'm gonna teach you guys how to play this game if you wanna play this game. But it's very difficult, not difficult, it's tedious. So with Google Ads, guys, what you put in, you should always get a minimum return on ad spend of 3x, okay? My average, what is the math? What I did, I spent 250,000. So, 1,059,000. Is it 4 point? Did you do the math? Okay, so I had an average by the end of the year of a 4x return. My bad months, I probably hit, there's been a really bad month where I probably got like a 2.5x, but on average, you should try to shoot for 3x minimum. I would average spend $20,000 a month, I'd get back 60. Some months I'd get back 80, some months I'd get back 100. So that's your goal. And this is a very attainable goal if you do it right. Most people don't. So the only thing about Google though, and I'm gonna try to explain this, is you need bankroll. I don't know, it's how Google's algorithm works is you kind of have to burn through some money. And I'm gonna explain why, because it sounds so stupid. Like, why do you have to burn through money? How does that, like, why does it work that way? But yeah, at the end of the day, I like people to have 2 or 3 months of bankroll for Google Ads alone. So if you want to do Google Ads, and I suggest everybody start with 50 a day, if you go my route. If you go with an agency, they're gonna want you to start with 100 to 150, and I'll explain why. But if you use my course and you do it yourself, you can probably start with 50 a day, so you do the math, it's 1,500 a month. I would like you to have 4,500 strictly for Google Ads. If you do 100 a day, that's 3,000 a month, have 9 grand aside for Google Ads. And we're gonna talk about how to do Google Ads safely. But the new reality is this, it's expensive and it's competitive. But there's still a way to win. And Google Ads, there's 3 components. It's very easy when looking at it from a bird's eye perspective, but when we dive in, it gets a little more complicated. But there's 3 components to Google Ads. The keywords people search up, you have your search keywords and your negative keywords, okay? This is where everybody fucks up, right here. We're gonna talk about those in depth. And some people are doing negative keywords, but they're still missing them. We're still missing a lot of things. So I did a search last night for junk removal Dallas. This is what I got. 1-800 was number 1. Junk lovers number 2. Is the junk genie in here? Okay.
He was.
No, that was, I think, Junk Genius. Junk Genius.
Oh,
Yeah, I was I was making sure I wasn't going to bash any. Actually, they do fine. I wouldn't want to run ads. We are cheaper than Junk Kings, just like right out the gate saying, hey, we're cheaper. I mean, but you have 3 components to Google Ads, guys. It's this easy to win. You get your right keywords, you have some copy, your ad copy, and it goes to your landing page. Here's my landing page. Big ass phone number. We take this, and me, my lady, and our kids, right? Hey, look at us, we're family owned. Don't send your money to Canada to the 800 Got Junk franchise. 10% goes to Canada. You know, come support a local family owned business. So, these are the components, very simple. Keywords, ad copy, landing page. Now, as you can tell, I do not send them to my website. You can do that if your website is perfectly optimized for closing and your phone number's big and your website's not too much going on and it's perfectly optimized for converting a customer. But a reason why most people use landing pages, it's easier to set up conversion tracking. Number one, it's just you're dealing with one landing page. And this is technically considered a funnel. You don't want the funnel, the website, to distract from the end goal. If they're searching for junk removal and they end up on a website and you got a whole bunch of shit going on, like about me, the team, and just all kinds of just random shit everywhere, it's gonna really confuse the customer. It needs to be to the point. It says we do junk removal, all this stuff, bada boom, bada bang, that's it. So most people use a landing page because it's easier to set up conversion tracking and it's easier to convert a customer, okay? So I recommend doing a landing page.
I got a question.
What's up?
Do you do multiple landing pages? Like you have a hot tub landing page?
That is, okay, so that was what I was going to talk about a little bit later. So every agency right now sends them to a landing page. And you can actually set up dynamic text and you can make dynamic ad copy. It gets a little complicated where you can make things dynamic. But there is something that I was going to do personally. I was almost considering like, fuck man, I could do Google Ads for people and kill it because there's so many things that these other agencies aren't doing because it takes a lot of work. And one of them is multiple landing pages. Imagine there was a hot tub landing page and it was me and my crew cutting a hot tub. Imagine if there was, we'll get into that later, but absolutely that would be killer. But the problem is that's going to take a lot more work and time. But is it worth it and we get better conversions? Absolutely. So in my course, I teach you how to do all of this with one landing page. You can technically just do it all over again with multiple landing pages if you have the time. But no agency will do this for you. No agency in their right mind will do this for you. No marketing agency will. There needs to be an agency that eventually does that. So, hint, hint. So, structure of a Google campaign. How it works with Google is there's a campaign. So, for example, with my Google campaign, I had one for Los Angeles and I had one for Ventura County. Those are two completely separate counties. Under a campaign, you have ad groups. And this is where things get, this is where you have to get creative. So an ad group is, as you can see, I have it broken down into multiple ad groups, okay? So in the junk removal ad group, you would have all the keywords customers would type. So under ad groups, you have keywords and then ads. So you have the keywords that customers search up. So you would have junk removal hauling, junk pickup, junk service, I need junk removal. You would have 100 different keywords related to junk removal. Got junk. Guys, don't sleep on this. I have a campaign dedicated towards Got Junk, and it performs, you'll see, I think I have a screenshot here. It performs, it's the next best performing campaign. And these are the 3 best performing campaigns. Junk removal, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, furniture removal. So I have keywords, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, Got Junk, 800-GOT-JUNK, Got Junk pricing. I have every single keyword related to Got Junk so I can bid my ads on them. And I have massive amounts of closings on these ads. So these are the 3 best. But you break these ad groups down so that you can make, where did Matt go? But anyways, you break these ad groups down and you put keywords in them that you want people to search up. And then, like Matt said, you could technically have this go to a separate landing page, right? One would be a furniture removal landing page. One would be, but all agencies, including myself, we send them to the same landing page, right? So if you go back to this landing page, we serve any type of junk. There's this blanket text right here, this generic text that basically says we cover everything that you just kind of, you're looking for a hot tub, we'll do it. We do anything. Any type of junk, but yeah. So under the ad groups, you have the keywords that people are going to search keywords, the negative keywords, and then, of course, you have the ads for that, because you're going to run junk removal ads for here. Same junk removal ads, we've got junk, but furniture removal ads, the ad copy might say furniture removal, right? And then the ad copy might say hot tub removal, and so on and so on. So that's the basic structure of a Google campaign.
Why is house clean out? Be careful, and order clean outs, be careful.
Okay, so these ring leads, estate clean outs, house clean outs, quarter clean outs, but the problem is you have to be a wizard